Coaches, welcome, welcome. We're going to get started with the next talk. I'm going to be talking about run fits and basic read and react stimuli that can be taught in the spring and summer so that during the season, you're not trying to teach anything new during that week you're preparing for your opponent, or God forbid, you're trying to change your defense the week you're playing your opponent. Coach, I've been head coach for 20 years. I don't change the defense, whether we're running triple option, wing T, or 10 Snell. We have our 3 or 4 things that our position does very well, and that's what we do. Everything I talk about is very, very well detailed, and I'm gonna brag for a second. I spent a lot of work on it. I'm very proud of it. You go to my website and go to online shop. Right here, you go to online shop, takes you to our store. We've got 800 videos, about 20 playbooks. Click on books and manuals. All the drawings you're seeing that's coming out of here, it's coming out of my book right here, my Read and React book. You can get a digital or a physical copy. I know it seems kind of pricey, but this book is ridiculously detailed. There's about 300 pages, and it's small font and lots of drawings and diagrams. And we have an entire chapter dedicated. I know we have some sample ones. See, these are some samples of what you could look at. But yeah, where they can, you can see that I have a chapter on the D line, a chapter on the defensive backs, a chapter on linebackers, and then this read and react stimulus thing is a whole chapter on run fits. So if you want to head over there and get that book, if you like what you're seeing, we got this right here. We do have a full system that this is all supported by the videos. I got my Green 4 videos. And then the read and react is here. These are all of our systems. And we got all the stuff there that's supported there. If you guys get your phone out and do the QR code, this PowerPoint, you can download it. It'll go right to your things. Okay. So why the 4-2-5? What I really fell in love with was I love the divorce concept of the 4-2-5. There's the divorce front and then the back front. These are independent. So whatever these front 6 guys do, we don't have to have coverages in the back that matches it. This is the beauty of the 3 safety systems, whether you're running Jason McManus's tight front or PJ Gibbs's 4-2-5 front. Because there's 5 DBs back here, you can keep them independent. Guys, this really helps in your teaching, right? Because it's just less teaching. The DBs don't have to concern themselves of how they compensate when you send one of the 2 inside backers. What was tough for me, though, was I had to get used to that this is no longer an outside backer, right? If you're running a 3 safety defense, these are technically safeties. I call them hybrids because they spend a lot of time as outside linebackers. I'm going to talk about that in this talk. But when they blitz, that's like a safety blitz. So an edge blitz, which my whole career, that was an outside linebacker blitz. Those are safety blitzes. Well, now you do have to compensate for the coverages because the guys in the blue square needs to worry about themselves, and the guys in the red squares worry about themselves. But this divorce front really makes the teaching so much easier. Okay, so split field, you go right down the field, right, and we flop them. These 3 guys go to the multiple receiver side, and these 3 guys go away. By having it split field, it does a couple of things. We could run split coverages. I could run a cover 3 on one side and cover 4 on the other side. Or I could run trap on one side and cover 3 on the other side, whatever. But as far as teaching, it reduces down the teaching of how you line up to about 7 or 8 formations. And I'm not sure if I have a slide coming up on that. I don't. So basically, I have in another talk, I have a slide on this, but basically, how can the defense line up if you think about it, right? You could have 1 receiver. You could have just a tight end. That's 2. You could have what we call a pro set, which is a tight end and a receiver. That's 3. You could have a twin set, right? How do you line up to that? Now we're up to 4. And of course, you can have a trip set. I think we're up to 5. And then we also get into what we call a wing, which is to us a tight end and a slot. And we really just get the kids down to look at this is the way they line up. This is all you can see. How do you line up, Johnny? What's your run fit? What's your pass coverage? And with this split field thing, it really makes it easy, and we're not bombarding the kids with a million different formations, all this 7-on-7 stuff that you normally would see. Okay, so we set our strength. Our front six sets the strength to the tight end or to the running back. Not very often, but we could set the front six strength to the multiple receivers, or we could set the front six strength to field and boundary. We have lots of ways we set our run strength. This is only for the front six. So in this case, we decide to set the strength to the tight end either by game planning or a call from the sideline. And those kids line up. Lucky, lucky, lucky. And the other two kids go to their side. And that's how we line up. Sometimes we're in 4-0-4. Sometimes we're in double twos. We have the ability to shade. For illustration purposes right here, this is our 4-0-4 call. We are not a 3-4 but we do get into a 4-0-4 quite often because I think head-up D linemen give offensive linemen the most problems. Now, why the run strength is being set there, lucky, 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 the defensive backs, the back five, are going right, 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 and they go to the multiple receiver side. And over here with the wheel that moved, you saw that he could be in what we used to call a sky, which is cover 3, or he could be back in a cover 4. Okay? Now, second step, now we got to get to the running backs, right? So I've taught all the kids the basic moves, D-line and linebackers. I've taught them all the basic steps of how to read the offensive lineman and how we react to those. Now, their second and third step, they obviously have to find the ball because what good is it if you don't tackle the football? So we got full flow. Full flow can be jet sweep, tosses. It's basically when the entire backfield goes in the same direction. What does everybody do? He's going to mirror step that. He's going to redirect and try to cross space. He's got to cross space. The defensive end's looking for empty hands, but then he's going to join the party. Now, I've drawn this up, and I'm kind of regretting the way I drew it. If he's going to take this shot here, he better make the tackle because this guy cannot get outside of you. If you think he's going to outside of you, sit there and bench press him, and you're going to bench press his outside shoulder because you cannot hit him up because you cannot give up outside contain. And you can attack it this way and make the jet sweeper turn back inside. Okay? And we need to coach that up, right? A stock block by a slot receiver. Now, if the stud end is doing his job and handling that reach block, our Mike and our Falcon are going to fit. So if I wish I could get rid of the Spurs line, but what we want is 1, the Mike backer, 2, and the Falcon, 3. We want all 3 of those guys fitting up inside of the Spur who's doing his job by making the running back cut back. Stack and stay, right? Stack and stay. You're looking for a counter reverse. Quarterback's got empty hands. Weak ISO. The nose guard's going to split the double team, maybe grab grass, but he's got to split. He's got to get his helmet between the hip pads. The DN's going to be bench pressing, but he has inside gap. He knows that he's bench pressing, so he can lean and cheat a little bit. If it's a younger kid, we have 3-point stance, he's already in the gap. Our 2 backers are going to split it, and our Falcon's going to make them right. Our Willie backer is going to vice this, right? So this is a lot of things. This could be weak inside zone. This could be belly. This could be just straight eye back stuff. There could be a straight dive out of split back. Just anything weak side B gap play. Anything weak side B gap play. And really, for those guys over there, even if I pulled the guard and they did some kind of guard trap week, nothing would change for all these guys because the guard trap would only get the Mike there faster. The vice by the will, right? He has the outside gap. If they try to run a counter away, right? That's the Spurs job. The Spurs job is to stack and stay. I'm sorry. The stud would have the quarterback hop. If they try to do some sort of inside counter thing to a slot receiver, that would be the Spur. So by formation here, because it's 21 eye back, which we hardly ever see anymore. We did see a lot of this in Pennsylvania, a lot of remnants of Joe Paterno. This Spur could just take off and join the party because he doesn't have any sort of slot or two-in receiver to worry about counter boot reverse. He's got to vice it. Falcon makes him right. I mean, this is just football 101. And now we cover. I know I'm drawing it out of two running backs, but this is one running back, offset, sniffer. The techniques are not going to change. There's the stretch play. We talked about the nose and tackle, not letting the guards cross their face. Our Mike and Falcon got to get there right now because it's full flow. There we go. And the defensive end and the spur going to worry about empty hands and counter reverse. There it is, guys. That's how we fit this thing up. And we feel like we've covered about 80 to 90% of the run plays in America.